travelers, this is Walter from the Little Max to Campineiro. We're here in beautiful Campinas, Brazil, my hometown, visiting my family. Today is September 14th, 2021, and I'm going to head to a town called Itu, ITU. It's the town is well known for having big things, like how can I compare with? Well, nothing. If you talk about E2, there's a TV show where there's a guy who always talk about how big things were in this town. So in the city they have a big, like public telephone, they have a big ice cream, big everything. But actually my trip there is not to see this stuff, but it's to go visit a camping area. I have never seen a camping area in Brazil where they have trailer hookups and all that stuff. So I'm really curious to see what they look like. So it looks like gonna be a hot day again, probably about 92 or so. We're starting spring. Birds are chirping, flowers are growing everywhere, everything is green. So let's go for the adventure. There you see. Well, all the streets used to be paved at one point this way with those little small they call it parallelepipedos. It's kind of hard to pronounce, but as you can tell, it's really bumpy. And then here we have our zoo. It's actually a mixture of a zoo and then a little bit of a botanical garden. It has a couple museums inside. English schools everywhere, and look at this, we find a bus, a school bus, American school bus. 33 centigrades. Something I noticed, I would say some 7-8 years ago, everybody used to honk their horns. It was very annoying. And then suddenly, when I came the following year, nobody honked their horns anymore. It was really weird. And as you can see, traffic is heavy and people, many situations like this, they'll be honking and trying to get people out of their way, and everybody's pretty peaceful and quiet. So nice, I couldn't see a nice shopping center right here. There's all kinds of variety stores, and they also have Walmart. This road goes to the airport of Viracopos, which is called Turncups. That's where my father used to work for Pan American Airlines back in the 70s, 80s. Gosh, this city is getting way too big. Just an interesting fact, there's an airline called Azul, Blue, I guess you might be familiar with, called bluejet. That actually was created by a Brazilian person until he was ousted because of a situation in New York. So after that, he decided to open up this airline called Azul, and then the main headquarters is here in Campinas. And he flies all over Brazil, and he has 3 or 4 international flights. I think he has more now. Here's our version of Costco, Macro. Wholesaler. And that's that airline I was talking about, Azul. I guess not too long ago they rated one of the 10 best airlines in the world. I'm not sure if that was 3 or 4 years ago. Their service compared with the other ones are much better. And this section here was not here when I came last time. And this is the arrival landing strip. It's an international airport. You have airlines coming from Germany, especially cargos. Alitalia, Lufthansa. And here's what everybody hates, the pedágio, the toll booth. As you can see, the roads are very nice. The São Paulo state overall has the nicest highway system in the country for sure. It used to be state-owned, but of course they could not maintain it, so they opened concessions, and then private companies bought it. But to maintain them, of course, you have to pay toll, and depending on the road that you're at, it has several of them. Outskirts of the city, then you start having some larger companies, and I guess most of you guys know John Deere. 50 reais, that's about $3. Very, very expensive for Brazilian standards. But then you go to other states and it's just like 25 cents for the same type of road. So go figure. And here we go. $3 later. Oh, by the way, most of the cars here are shift. So if you do not know how to drive shift, you're gonna have a hard time driving here. And my Brazilian driver's license has expired many years ago. So I use my US one, my Oregon driver's license. And apparently you're allowed to drive for 6 months with your international driver's license. One time I was stopped in the highway and then I showed my license. They had to ask the major, sergeant, or whatever he was, and then he explained, yes, you're okay, as long as you don't drive more than 6 months. And that was not my case, so I was okay. It's funny, they have the deer sign, but I have never, ever seen a deer on the road. Actually, it's really hard to see. It's hard to see any wild animal around here. I guess they're too smart or too scared. But I do see wild toucans. Here we go, if the GPS is right, the camping place should be down here somewhere. Bamboo trees, they grow wild everywhere, so we use them for fishing pools.